Hello, welcome to Monday Tuesday on YourView, my Uwa. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Hi, ladies.
You look very pretty.
It's a bright Tuesday for me. I'm so excited.
Oh my
hi,
God.
Jumoke.
Vanity would not finish you.
It's you that vanity. Me, I don't do vanity because I'm a redeemed girl. I'm redeemed.
You're not looking
So
like
Gio
this morning.
I'm looking very, very nice and bright.
Cool.
How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing very well. I'm looking forward to celebrating my 20th year in broadcasting.
Are we doing party?
We'll think about it. My
what
department
is
is
the
celebrating 50 years very soon, and I'm on the panel. I'm the youngest person. I'm the only female on the
Oh,
panel.
that's fantastic.
So,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Please
Thank
take
God.
pictures. We need to plug the social media on that. When is it?
Yes. October, the 50th exactly is November.
Okay.
But we're going to have a seminar in October talking about
nice.
new ways of broadcasting.
Are we
in the
invited?
new
Only
millennium.
you
No,
people?
we're going to invite everyone
Nice.
eventually. We're still
Nice.
planning our IVs and things will be out in a bit.
That's nice. Fantastic. Well done. Good.
Thank you.
Good to see you making your mark in the industry.
Yeah.
Mass coming live.
How you doing, Topsy?
I'm good.
I love your shoes.
Thank you. What's the day where we try? So I'm traveling to Akure today. It's a burial and preparation is like you'll be wondering.
Who died?
I have a loyal client. She's been my client for about 5 years now. Consistently, she's become like a big sister, and she lost her dad. So I don't have a choice. I have to be there.
Celebration of life.
Yes, she's
Are you going for work or you're going for participation?
Both.
yeah, both. You know, both. So I'm looking
he's
forward
old. He
to
was
yeah,
old.
really old because the last one is over 40.
Party,
so it's a party time.
Party time.
It's a good one, and it's always good to celebrate life.
Law showing ball.
Amen. Amen. So I'm looking forward to.
Who I was
the
lost in
Owambe.
that few seconds.
I heard it. God will take you there and bring you back.
You have been in Lagos for so long. You should.
Please don't underestimate me.
How you doing, Jerry?
I pretend to be stupid at times. Doesn't mean
You're
I'm
never
stupid.
stupid,
I'm fine.
I like
Thank you. Murayo and Ada, and it was a combination of everybody. And what's her
Suggested
name
how you
again?
can.
Who else again?
All of them.
What's her name?
How
Ugochi.
can you forget?
No. For this style, it was Ugochi, Murayo, and Ada that suggested it. So I look very pretty this morning. Yesterday was my nephew's birthday. I forgot to mention it. Nathan.
Oh,
Turned
that's
4.
cute.
Yeah,
That's nice.
cutie. He was so
That's fine, boy.
excited.
That's fine, boy. That's good.
So we are growing old.
That's good.
Abi, it's a reminder that
We are growing old.
Talking about that, there's a lady that I saw yesterday. If you have a few seconds, and she had her kids, older age, and the kids, they're the babies, and she was lamenting, and I was like, what happened to you happened to you for a purpose. Don't lament. She was like, all this school run wahala. Some of my mates, their children are in university. I mean, I'm here and I'm wondering, you should be thankful.
When you didn't have the child,
it's better
you
late
were
than
complaining.
never. Yeah, I'm saying.
So you don't have the child,
So I'm
you're
like,
like-
so let's just be thankful for what we have because
You
all
know, the
things work
human,
together.
you really cannot satisfy the human
Yeah.
mind. Though,
So, but I just wanted to encourage women out there.
Please, oh.
When you
Be thankful.
Love whatever you have.
every little
at the
blessing,
moment. Yeah.
let's just appreciate
Just
that
love
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. It's Tuesday. It's Healthy Tuesday. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. Let's start with Punch. Tinubu Oyegun Rao splits APC National Working Committee members. I won't take issue with Tinubu, says party chair, and that's Oyegun. Picture here of officials verifying documents and charging cards readers for Wednesday governorship election at INOC office in Benin. Robbers attack Balogun market, kill 1 and injure 3. Oh, we missed that story. We read that story. Pastor who invaded shrine to be charged with malicious damage. Shell shot 180,000 barrels per day Trans-Niger pipeline. NCC writes AGF demands 50 billion naira paid by MTN. That's that fine. African Development Bank to lend Nigeria $4.1 billion. Hey. And federal government plans to sell 5% of its NLNG shares. Right. What story?
Let me quickly talk about 2 stories, the pastor and the Balogun market. The pastor, they said, was it last week, he had gone to a particular shrine to go and...
Kabash.
No, not Kabash. Maybe he wanted to destroy the shrine or something.
It's Kabash.
As soon as he entered the shrine, the man became numb.
The power was strong.
It was the power, I'm telling you, he became numb, and that he now took the intervention of the Oba and some traditional rulers, to now release the guy. And but the police, they are still saying that they will still charge him to court, that because if it was the other way around, that they went to the church to go and disrupt the church, that they would also do the same, that everybody should be allowed freedom of...
froze? Are you serious?
Yes. Everybody should be allowed freedom.
In the Bible, there's a statement where you say people that came to cast out demon in the name of Jesus I know, Paul I know. Who are you? That was what happened to him.
Well, they said so. The police are saying that freedom of what's it called, of religion. You shouldn't say because the person is.
But we have been advised, that we have been commanded to go into the kingdom of the enemy and destroy.
Cook yourself.
What he did wrong was that he didn't stay in his church to pray and use spiritual fire to destroy the shrine.
People go into villages and destroy shrines.
No, he went to somebody else's property. And obviously, God did not send him. That's why the gods of the shrine arrested him.
It's true now.
That the Jesus that you are calling, do you even know him yourself?
And there's something that a strong man, if you want to rob a strong man, you have to be stronger than he. And that, I think, was the part missing. But the robbery in
Balogun market.
Yes, with Machete, it was a... Please say the story.
5:30 a.m. that they came, some armed guys, they were trying to vandalize people's shops to cut away with goods. But the security men in Balogun market now accosted them. There was like a...
Oh, they caught them?
No, they didn't really catch them. So they called up the police people in that division. I think 2 policemen now assisted. So the guys, they ran away. I think they were able to catch one guy called Seydou. They said he's from Niger. That they lynched him. Because those guys came with machete and they really caused a lot of havoc.
We have to move
so
on.
they lynched him, but the guy is dead now, unfortunately. So they really cannot even trace the robbers.
Others. Okay, moving on very quickly to The Nation. Recession. Federal government lists conditions for asset sale. Soludo, Peterside, Waba, and others respond to the sale of assets. More blows for Oyegun. Nigeria to get $1 billion from the African Development Bank loan to bridge budget gap. How I got $4 million from Jonathan's aid. And APC criticizes Fayoshe for crackdown on banks. This sale of assets, who read that story?
I followed it.
Okay.
And I want to link it quickly to the African Development Bank giving us $1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah. I would say rather than sell assets, and for consumption, to take a loan would be better, in the sense that you still have your assets. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with them. You can, rent out and earn money with it and still be able to pay back your loan. They're listing their requirements by which they will sell the assets and saying that they're not going to sell more than 5% of
on the condition that they can buy back.
They're giving an example with the NLNG, saying that they only have 49%. The 51% belongs to other private owners. So the 49% they are willing to share to sell off 5%. And also there's going to be a restructuring clause in the contract so that they can actually rebuy back. So, well, let's see how that goes.
That works.
That works. Moving on quickly to Vanguard. Tinubu, Oyegun takes case to Buhari. I have been vindicated, says Timi Frank. Oyegun not been sincere to lead APC, says Rep Anyela. Shell shuts major crude export line. Sending to FCC residents. Kill any cow found within Metropolis.
Oh, we need to talk about
Recession, that. African Development Bank to inject $1 billion. Talked about that. Sale of national asset, NLC mobilizes for nationwide protests. And sale of assets again, Soludo, Atedo, Peterside, Daily Co, all react. Who read this story?
Melaye. Okay, so representing Kogi. Kogi West?
Yes.
Kogi West or something. He said that that we have cows roaming the streets of Abuja. It's an eyesore, and that it is not constitutional. There are laws to stop cows from constituting traffic and this causing accidents on the road. And so his own solution to cows on the streets of Abuja is that people should be permitted to take out
Daggers?
What was it? Daggers,
Yes.
and slaughter the cows.
Yeah.
That was the suggestion
To the Minister of FCT. He actually instructed the Minister.
That's the suggestion of a senator
Yes.
in the upper chambers of our National Assembly. I totally disagree with him. I feel that if you want to actually solve the problem of cows disturbing and distorting issues, causing havoc on the road, you should strengthen the law, enforce the laws on ground, strengthen the law if you feel it's not good enough, enforce the laws on ground, and you cannot give a case where every time they kill a cow, guess what happens? They come back and kill human beings. So you're not saying that they should kill a cow, when you know that they've proven that whenever you kill a cow, they come back and say, somebody killed my cow,
I think
I'm
he
going to
just
kill
said that
human
maybe
beings.
casually.
Let me tell you.
He can't talk casually.
Let me tell him that he should lead by example.
You
You should carry the dagger, go and stand there. If you see the cow, you slaughter the cow. I see what will happen to you. if nothing happens to you, I'm sure we too will go ahead.
Abuja is our capital,
you cannot
though.
incite people like that. I think it's wrong.
Muraya, Abuja is
There's
our
always a
capital.
better way to resolve issues.
And in every state capital, a country's capital, you can't have cows roaming the streets.
Certainly. So he has a valid reason here, but it's the approach that we're saying.
the
is
approach.
wrong.
Solution doesn't work.
You must
Solution
find
doesn't
a way to resolve conflict without violence.
Right. Last paper this morning is Daily Sun. Oyego replies Tinubu, what you said about me is not true, says APC chairman. To meet Buhari after Edo Gubat poll on ex-Lagos governor's outburst. Biafra, judge hands off Kanu's case. Soludo NLC opposed sale of national assets. Integrity Group alleges plot to seize Jonathan's assets. Ondo Guba aggrieved APC aspirants to join AA. Edo Guba, police deployed 25,000 anti-bomb squad and NSCDC to dispatch 20,000 personnel.
I read the
And
Oyego
finally,
story.
repurchase clause tops conditions for asset sale. Yes, the Oyego story.
He, while in Benin yesterday, was replying the APC leader, Senator Ahmed Tinubu, to say that he's the leader of his party. He's unable to disrespect him. He's going to respond to him after the Edo elections because, you know that I'm from Edo and this election is very important to us, even to Senator Tinubu. Would rather just concentrate and win, and that if it need be after the elections, he will reply. If not, he will relax, but that he'd rather consult other leaders of the party before he replies.
Okay. We'll see how that goes.
But that all the allegations against him of doing anti-party activities, of going against inter-party, intra-party democracy is not true.
All right. So that's all we can take on the front page review right now. Let's take a break. When we come back, our hot topics. That's all we can take. Thanks. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. Now, according to reports, the Lagos state government may ban the sale of local salad popularly called abacha, which has been identified as one of the sources of the latest cholera outbreak in the state. However, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Jide Idris, said the government is only worried about the economic implication of doing so on those who depended on this sale for livelihood. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-806-6801, you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so this meal, I've heard about it. I never ate it, but I know that it's pretty popular.
I've had it before.
And it's very delicious, right?
Very delicious. Turns out to be very healthy. Really nutritious, really, because of all the things in it. And it is a staple in local markets, Lagos Island, Aspamda, name it, trade fair, any local Igbo-dominated market, it is staple. This is what people eat. But it's been found out in recent time, and I think it even happened last year and 2 years ago. Consistently, whenever we have a cholera outbreak, it's traced to eating abacha and the fact that it's done in unhealthy and unhygienic environments. Cholera itself is just excessive, uncontrollable diarrhea, and it is a virus. It is very, 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 it can become an epidemic in a short while because it spreads so fast.
It's very contagious.
So the fact that they are saying that we should stop abacha, at first sight, when I first heard it, I just felt that, no, you can't stop people from eating what is their normal food. But I think that if we need to stop cholera, if it is the only way we can stop the spread of cholera, we might as well just put a break on eating it for a while.
My worry is the reactive measures we take instead of being proactive, because why in the first place are these markets in the state they're in? Why don't we at least clean up the area? Because if we're going to be selling things, people are going to be eating. Why don't we ensure that our markets are clean? And it's not only the government's responsibilities, also
even the people making the food. Mario, I totally agree with you, because is it until we hear also that this drink that they sell or hair and all those things, until we hear that he killed 7 people before we stop that? Why the reactionary, advice? Why not preventive in the first instance? Why don't we have people go monitor our environment regularly? Because of cholera, we have local government workers going into Isolo and monitoring houses. They said they took water samples from a few wells. They found out that they had cholera in them. This is reactionary. We don't have to wait until something goes wrong before we now ban. There are many other things that can cause an epidemic. I make salad, for instance. I take extra precaution when making it, because I've eaten salad at a party before and I was poisoned, So we have to make sure that all the preventive methods to make sure we have a healthy population, we take them into consideration all year, all round.
Yeah, so your thoughts on this?
When you travel outside of the shores of this country, you hear that they have what's it called, food inspect. What do they call them? Food inspectors. That go around. Health inspectors. Thank you. That go around restaurants. That go around different places to check the health state of that. If that restaurant, the hygiene, if that restaurant is fit to serve people. When I buy things that are processed, I do not expect that thing should not have been prepared under the right conditions. All I'm thinking is that I want to eat. Like Jumoke rightly said, just this morning I was coming, I saw a woman hawking the fastest way, to get food poisoning. I remember when I was pregnant with my second son, I went to a very well-known restaurant, and the doctor warned me never, that if you are pregnant, your whole system is very sensitive. I had vegetable salad, and it was something else that would have actually caused a miscarriage. The level of poisoning that was inside of that, and this is not somebody hawking on the street. So my own approach to this matter is that let's begin to take hygiene seriously, and let us have health inspectors that would even check these so-called known names, whether they're actually serving the right things to people.
Let me take this call from Solomon from Ikeja. Are you there, Solomon?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, please, I just want to add to what one of you said there concerning what Dino Melayo said on paper. There are 2 options he gave. He said, 1, get a knife, kill the cow. Second one, arrest the cow and pay 50,000 naira fine. That's what I had him say. Live commentary, information yesterday from the radio. I was listening to him. So the information was not complete from their own end there. And he said that the FCC people there, the minister should take one option out of the 2. If I'm giving you the correct information. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Solomon. Appreciate it. Yes. So now the issue abacha is something everybody loves to eat. I've heard about abacha, but for some reason I have to find a way to eat this meal. Just a Yoruba game. After your Eli for
that's all.
So, but people love to eat this meal, and now are you going? Why should we tell people not to eat something they love to eat?
Education. you know, we need to educate people. No person selling abacha would want to cook something that will kill his next, he or she's next neighbor. They are doing it out of ignorance. They probably eat out of that same thing, and maybe their immune system is stronger, or they're used to eating such. So the reason they do it is because they are not aware of how to do it better. So we need to inform them that what you're doing is killing people. Don't do this anymore.
Well, the difference with this is they may actually even prepare normal meals in the same conditions and we won't die. Why? Because normal meals are cooked.
Yes, no.
Well, abacha is not cooked.
Abacha is,
predominantly
you know, like you having
salad.
vegetable salad. You know, you just mix raw vegetables. And so if your water is not hygienic, for instance, I would wash my vegetables in vinegar.
Yeah.
So it's not even trusting my water at home. I must use vinegar to kill all the germs. So it's information, just knowing that, because this one is not cooked, so it can poison somebody.
So
what can I do differently?
I wanted to even add that. Do you know that outside, you are even in a part of Lagos that still has relatively clean water coming out from the tap? I stayed in Arepo for a while. That water comes out like tea. Brown. Do you understand? So it's not even about, you see, it's about you now just paying attention. Because that woman might say, but I'm getting the water from the tap. But do we have people that go to test this water to see that this, because our water in our estate, for instance, is being treated. How many people can afford to treat their drinking water?
Lekki,
you know,
water is brown.
It's brown, naturally.
You get my point. Then look at the video we saw. That's what I'm saying, that this thing is beyond just abacha. The video we saw of those people decanting this bottled water that you put in a dispenser that you think that you have bought a treated water. They would put water from the tap and fill up those bottles and sell it. So is that no wickedness?
There was one I saw a frog inside.
It means that nobody is checking these people. So everybody can just wake up and say, I'm doing pure water. This one will do, wake up and say,
you're right.
I'm doing this.
Because a woman now might go and use pure water bag or even this bottled water to wash the leaks, thinking she has
done a good
so
thing.
it's all about being
Bring back Wole Wole.
Even our bottling company, you know, one popular one, how I found all sorts of things inside the bottle. You know, so we
don't take health seriously.
We just need health inspectors to help.
Okay, well, it's a good thing that we have someone from the Ministry of Lagos State Ministry of Health in the house. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have a conversation with him. Do we have any tweets, Jumoke? Yes.
Omolaja says, abacha, local salad, has been with us for a long time. The cholera, just basically our lack of sanitation, not abacha itself. Fagba says, agency in charge of food control, NAFDAC, should get to the streets and do their job. Oluwatoyin says, abacha, the name self gets as it be. Sounds like abacha. Then Tayo says, preparing abacha in a dirty environment can be poisonous.
Let me take this call from Rotimi. Rotimi, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
Good morning, Rotimi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good to hear you this morning. I appreciate your program this morning.
Thank you, sir.
But it's quite... Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that this kind of thing is happening around Lagos. If you look around, even probably in your street or where you live, you see a lot of food poisoning around. Yes. Bottled waters that are polluted, pure waters who are so called. Let me share this experience with you. On Saturday I was in Lagos. Behind UBA, along Broad Street, I bought this best cream drink. I bought 2. Can you imagine when I got home? A policeman visited me on Sunday. I said, let me honor him because this is a guy that has done so much for me. So let me give him one of this drink to entertain him. Look, when I opened it, what I saw inside was ogogoro mixed with milk. You can't imagine. If that drink was opened in the night, I would probably have poisoned my friend or poisoned my friend or poisoned myself. I bought 2. I can't imagine this kind of thing can happen in Lagos. In Lagos Island, behind UPA, in that Tinubu Junction, Balogun Junction, sorry. Wow. So can you imagine this kind of thing happening in Lagos? This is not the first time this kind of thing is happening.
Point taken.
A lot of rooms in Lagos are converted to pure water factories.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Rotimi, because that's interesting. Even we buy pure water in my house also, and I always try to insist that pour it out. in this glass cup. Let us be sure, because when at least pure water bags, you can actually even see it. But there's some bottles you have to actually pour it out. Even when you buy those packed drinks, packed drinks for the children, I always have them pour it out in a cup and let them sip through it, because you need to always be sure and 100%, because we can't really trust that inspectors are really doing their jobs. So that's an example of why parents must be very careful.
And then I have a question. If our population in Lagos is going on 20 million, how many health inspectors do we have actually?
So you need to educate people to know that they should do the right thing.
So it must be all of us collectively
doing the job.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. Okay, I think I have another before I go on a break. Prince, are you there?
Yeah. Good morning.
Please. Good morning.
Yeah. I'm enjoying your program, but I want to comment on the abacha issue. You see, believe me, there is no how abacha will cause a cholera, because all the ingredients they are using to prepare abacha is a local ingredient that is even more of medicinal than is more of medicinal when it comes to human consumption. So please, I believe that you people will use your program to advise Lagos State government
not to
leave people traditional food alone. It's not causing any cholera. They should go out and check what is causing cholera on people, not people traditional food. Okay. Abacha has been in existence for more than 100 years.
Okay.
So
thank you very much, sir.
The one
Thank you very much.
Please, I doubt if the government it's not abacha that is causing it. It is the mode of preparation of some particular kind of abacha that is the cholera virus is in those abacha combinations, and people eat it, get infected, and they've died from it. So it is not that we're not saying all abacha is bad, but watch where you're buying from. Be sure that the person hawking it is clean.
When you buy the abacha, can't you go home and clean?
No, they mix it all together.
Oh, it's made already?
Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
It's like you going home to go and wash your salad.
You can just make it in your house.
Yeah, you can make it in your house. Right?
But you see the people in the market now, they buy food to eat outside.
Yeah. Right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have someone from the Ministry of Health in Lagos. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. Now, an alarm has been raised over an outbreak of cholera in Lagos State, which discloses 45 cases being recorded in Isolo Local Council Development Area, LCDA, with 6 deaths already recorded, while 4 are responding to treatment at the moment. According to reports, cholera affects an estimated 3 to 5 million people worldwide and causes 58,000 to 130,000 deaths a year. And that was at 2010. Joining us on the show is the Deputy State Epidemiologist and State Neglected Tropical Disease Coordinator, the Lagos State Ministry of Health, Dr. Bankole Akinwale. Welcome to the show, sir.
It's my pleasure meeting you this morning.
Good to have you on the show. Now, we don't want to trivialize this issue of cholera because we talked about the abacha, but we know it's way beyond abacha because obviously people are dying, and obviously there's an alleged outbreak in Lagos. We'd like you to tell us the status right now of the cholera outbreak in Lagos, where we are, and what's happening in Lagos concerning it right now.
Thank you very much for your question. The first thing I want to mention is that when we have diarrhea disease, we will not precisely say it's cholera, because a lot of other organisms can cause the same presentation. Okay. But for us to confirm that it's cholera, we have to carry out certain tests. And then there are procedures in doing this. We have to collect the samples, the anorectal swab from whoever is presenting with diarrhea, and then we send that to the lab. It's not just sent to the lab like ordinary swab. It has to be transported in the ideal transport medium. And then the process of laboratory tests will have to be done. But at the same time, we wouldn't wait until the laboratory result of the anorectal, swab is out before we do other things. We have to gather information from whoever is affected. What are those things that have been consumed prior to the onset of the presentation or the disease? And because of that, we're able to gather information about some food items that have been consumed prior to the onset by most of those that were affected. And we went out to take samples of some of these food items in order for us to trace the origin of the infection. We collected, as you were saying earlier, abacha sample. We also collected samples of other things like meat pie, which some of them bought in the open market. We also collected, water samples that are used in the preparation of the abacha, and the water samples that are, used by some, by those, by a few of those that were affected. And then we did our test, and we were able to isolate the organism that causes cholera, the Vibrio cholerae organism, from the abacha. We also isolated the same organism from one of the wells where we collected water samples from. Aside that, the rectoanal swab that we sent to the lab earlier, also 7 of the 15 that were sent earlier also came out positive for Vibrio cholerae Ogawa strain. So these are some of the things that we did in order for us to come to the conclusion that yes, it is cholera and nothing else, and for us to trace the origin of the infection.
Okay, so 6 people out of the patients died. We hear that there are remaining just 4 people in the hospital and they're responding well to treatment. Everyone else who was hospitalized has been discharged. Now, curbing cholera in Lagos moving forward, is the state really considering banning abacha as we have discussed, or we're just sending health workers to each local government to ensure that, no more outbreak of cholera in Lagos State? What's the state doing?
Actually, as I mentioned earlier on, we have to truncate the cycle of infection if we want to really get rid of what is happening. And there are several measures that we have put in place which are being executed and is still ongoing. And one of them is to educate people, enlighten people about the need to boil water of suspicious origin. Number 2 is for us to dislodge, because most of these abacha people are not licensed to sell, they are just hawking, and they don't have specific shops. You don't even know their locations. They move from place to place. So it's difficult for you to trace them. So we are dislodging this set of people that are hawking, this abacha. Number 3 is for us to chlorinate the identified wells so that even if people will consume that later, we'll be sure that it's already, the organism would have been killed. And we are still, doing a lot of things in the communities to get into, other, wells that could be identified. We are still collecting many more samples in different, we are not concentrating on Oshodi Solo, local government alone. We are moving to other edges, because as it happens in Oshodi Solo, it could also happen elsewhere.
So currently it's just Oshodi Solo that is being
and
contained.
the surrounding LCA and LGA.
These wells, if I understand this kind of communal settings correctly, people that are selling amala and ewedu will still fetch from those wells. People that are selling different kinds of meals will fetch from those wells. The people that will boil groundnut will fetch from that well. Does it not seem like it's looking like it's you're isolating abacha, that only abacha should be the cause, and you are now saying that because you're saying licensing? I see a lot of people hawking. I don't think those people, they hawk a lot of things. So does it not look like you're just isolating and saying abacha alone, instead of saying generally, if you do not have food consumption that does not have licensing, let us ban them?
As I said, we are not restricting our, the samples that we collect to abacha alone. I said earlier that we collected, several, food that are being consumed by people. that were affected. So that is, we are not limiting, and several other tests are still going on. We are collecting many more samples as,
So
and
as a
it's
medical
ongoing.
doctor, sorry, I just wanted to add that if I eat abacha today, when do I present the signs of, if I eat any food that is contagious, when do I present that sign?
Before you answer that question, let me take this call. Been holding on. John, are you there from Mushin? Sorry. That's what you want. Yeah, go ahead.
For Vibrio cholerae organism, within 5 hours to 5 days, you can present with the symptoms.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now, as you say, you're moving away from that LCDA, the Mushin Isolo area.
Moving to the
What other areas are we looking at? Should we be concerned? What other local government areas are you going to?
Every local government in Lagos State we have mobilized all our disease surveillance officers, all our environmental officers, the medical officers of health in each of the local government have been mobilized, and the same control measures that is being carried out in Oshodi-Solo is also being done in every other local government.
In addition to that, cholera, what WHO says that cholera is highly linked to dirty environment, unhygienic environment. It is passed mainly through feces, touching the feces. Yeah. So aside from just isolating what the problem is, long-term solution would be to take us out of that rural slum issues.
Right, you can even go there, Tokwe. Sorry, I want him to even tell us what, for some people don't even know what this cholera is. So connecting to what Tokwe is just saying, what exactly it is, what causes it, and how do you get infected? Is it only by consumption, or is it by touching? How do you get, let's tell us a bit more about cholera for those that don't know.
Cholera is caused by an organism called Vibrio cholerae. And it is transmitted through the consumption of food or water that has been contaminated by that organism. Or while you are treating or taking care of somebody who is passing out water, somebody who is infected, the watery stool has the organism, so the organism in that watery stool can also be infective.
Yeah.
So whoever is taking care of the sick person should also be cautious and be protected.
Let me take this call from Ayomide. Are you there?
Yes.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Okay. We are talking about the well in Lagos State. I think most people use well in Lagos State. And from the wells, some of them are not good. So if they are taking the water from, how can we...
Same thing I said.
How can we take that? How can we do...
Sorry.
Okay, Ayomide's question is that a lot of people take water from wells in Lagos State. So how can we curb cholera? I was going to ask you when you said that your facilitators, health officials are going around. What is their duty exactly? What exactly are they doing? Because I watched on TV how some people were being locked in their houses. Maybe they wanted to inspect the house and they didn't gain access to the compound and they locked them in their house. So what are the health facilitators doing?
Actually, one of the basic things is to create awareness. You said just from the call, many people consume well water.
From well.
So if you know that your water is doubtful, you are enlightened to boil your water before drinking. It is the boil your water is the easiest way. We buy a lot of water from outside. If you are doubtful,
just boil it.
Just boil it.
Okay.
It's the simplest.
So can boiling kill the cholera virus?
It's not the virus; it's a bacterium, and it's so fragile. So subject.
That's why it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Okay, let me take this call from Yakub. Yakub, are you there?
I'm there.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Good morning. Good morning to you guys. I think by now we are not talking about people taking water from the well in Lagos, especially in Lagos here. What happened to every one of us in this Lagos is that we should come out of our house, can be able to drink water coming out of the tap. But there is nowhere you can find that. Even though the former governor of Lagos to try a lot, here in Agege area, a lot of kids does not have a Lagos State water corporation in their front of their houses. That is very bad. Number two, Morayo, you know this problem. The important thing is that Mama Baby first mentioned one thing earlier that before that some people call Wole. Do you not then, if you hear that Wole is coming to your house, you'll be panicked. But these days, if you hear the health official are coming down to your house, you know, not the money they will take. They will drag them and then they forget about anything they see there. That is the issue, the corruption. Thank you, God bless you.
Let's respond to that.
Wole and corruption. Because before you were scared of them, but now they might just use the advantage of coming into your house and then they just extort money from you.
I'll let you take that right after the break. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. Yes, Tokwe's question. Wole.
There's been cases where people, empowered officials, just use it as an opportunity to extort money from
Exactly.
people. So how do you ensure that somebody doesn't come and knock your house and say, I'm seeing a dirty gutter here, bring 5,000 naira, I'll let you go?
Yeah. What's the ministry doing to curb that?
Actually, we have a population of over 21 million. And then the workforce, you can imagine if you want to monitor every negotiation, then we will need maybe about 1 million people to do that. But notwithstanding, the responsibility is for us all. We as Lagosians should take sanitation as a priority, personal and environmental sanitation. It is not only during the sanitation day, which is done once in a month, that we should do that. It's our responsibility to clean our environment, and our waste management should be done properly as well. Pouring refuse inside the drainage system is bad because these are some of the things that cause obstruction of the drainage system, and then that will lead to flooding. And when there is flooding, a lot of things can happen. People do a lot of indiscriminate, defecation here and there. So what are we talking about? That is that government. So we as Lagosians and as Nigerians should be health conscious.
Okay. Let me take Ada from Ikeja. Ada, are you there?
Good morning. Yeah,
good morning. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, sorry, ma, I want to contribute the area of abacha. In abacha issue, I don't think abacha caused any kind of sickness, because this abacha has been existing for like 200 years. And I think the issue is that how they prepare the abacha. Because I can remember when last I traveled to East, I ate abacha. There is something that they call akawa.
Yes,
the person of our put that akawa, so I purged. So if we prepare the abacha in our house, nobody purge. But I don't think abacha causes any kind of sickness.
Thank you very much. Let me restate it here. Thanks, Ada, for that call. We are not saying there's anything wrong with abacha.
Yes.
What the gentleman here has said, the water we're using in a certain area, obviously abacha is not cooked, right? The water we're using is obviously contaminated with this bacteria. So if you're going to even make abacha, make sure you boil the water properly.
That's all.
Once you boil it, the bacteria dies, then you prepare. But how do you know who boiled that water?
And that's why he's
even now saying that, please keep away from abacha, especially if it's outside. If you want to make abacha, make it in your house, boil the water, but don't buy it outside, because they don't know who boiled that water before they made it.
Because,
I think I spoke
those people that are
even if you still say you want to buy it, by all means, when you get home, you can heat it a little.
The abacha is not. They don't. They mix the way they do it. They cook it. They mix it together, and you eat it. You can't warm it. Okay. You can't boil it.
Then if that is the case, then you
it's the local. That's the.
Let me take.
That's the beauty of the food, though. You want to microwave kiddie.
Princess from Ikeja, are you there?
Really nice with some pomo. They fry the pomo like this. You need to eat abacha, Murayo.
Princess, are you there? Yes, I can. Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Morning.
Actually, I'm the first caller on the line.
Welcome to the show.
Well, I'm not trying to condemn this abacha over to you understand. But the only thing is, the abacha, concerning the woman that they caught at Isolo, it's right, it's true. The Lagos State government picked 6 dead. You understand? There are more than people, 6 dead. It's more than that. That's the only one that could count that is dead. I have someone that I know very close to me. The same abacha, I bought the same abacha at the solo. He bought that same abacha at the solo. That was on Sunday, in the evening when he was coming back. When he got home, he had the abacha. He gave his son to eat. You understand? They had the abacha together. But the son didn't really consume much. You understand? He's the one that took much of the abacha. You know, the two of them landed in hospital the following day. The man passed away from food poisoning.
Wow.
And the son, the both of them. It's unfair.
Yeah. So that is a serious
what do we
case.
do? What do we do when you realize that you're purging?
For that call.
What do you do?
Once you realize that you are purging, the first thing is just report yourself to any health facility that is nearest to you, so they know what to do. But because the replacement of fluid is very key. When you lose fluid, you are not losing you are losing electrolytes. So you need to replace that as soon as possible. So if you cannot prepare, in fact, the best way is report yourself to the nearest health facility for management.
But is cholera treatable? Like,
of course.
you can,
Yes,
because someone was asking, somebody was asking that on
Mariah,
Twitter.
I wanted to take tweets because there are lots of misinformation out there. And I'd like him to address a few of them before we run off. Victor says, people like us that our native food is abacha. What does that mean? Should we warm it before giving it to people? Christiana says, proper hygiene is necessary always by all and sundry. God bless our homes. Amu says, 21st century Lagos with wells still serving as a source of water, it's pathetic. Sofo says, we shouldn't be having cholera outbreak in the 21st century. What does Lagos State do routinely to prevent infectious diseases? Franklin says the problem we have is the health worker. They're not doing their work. I'm speaking from experience. Like our meat that we eat, the areas are dirty.
Okay, unfortunately we have to round up. Let me let you have the last word. What would you like to say in closing, sir?
I think the best advice I will give to everybody is, if you want to prepare your abacha, prepare it by yourself hygienically. Number 2, cholera is not synonymous with Lagos. It is a worldwide thing. It's not because we have wells in Lagos that's why we are having cholera. Cholera is also in other countries. So what we need to do is for us to imbibe the culture of clean environment, sanitation, boil your water when it's of doubtful origin, and ensure that you don't buy food where you doubt.
Exactly.
And if you must buy, ensure you heat it before consumption.
Fantastic. I think we can round up with that. And because Princess's call obviously hit the message at home, because a man and his father and his child died after eating abacha. So that is a real case that we must really take seriously. Please be safe. As our doctor has already said, make sure you boil the water you use to make your food. All right, that's all we can take on the show. Thank you very much, ladies. Have a lovely day. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.